All right, looks like we are live. Today we're going to talk about how to actually make profit with Amazon FBA online arbitrage. And we're going to be doing a little bit of work while we're doing this stream. Um, there's a couple things that go into actually making a profit. You're going to want to uh, understand what your ROI is. You're going to want to understand how cash flow works with Amazon FBA. And you're going to want to understand how much money you have to work with. Because it's not like you just purchase stuff and it sells within a week and you get your money back within a week, unless you're doing something like merch fulfilled. So with Amazon FBA, the cash flow cycle, you'll send stuff in. It'll be 2-3 weeks to go active on Amazon. It could be however long it takes to sell, and then it's going to be 2 weeks for that money to come back to you. So that's going to be the cash flow cycle of everything. And so from there, you can kind of reverse engineer based on your ROI, how much money you're going to need to spend and at what ROI in order to hit the profit that you are looking to hit. We got Christiana in the chat. Let's go. Good to see you. Yeah, basically, let's run through a couple hypothetical situations, for example. Let's say you are using, I have my phone calculator here. Let's say you have $5,000 to use for online arbitrage. So if you're doing online arbitrage, the cash flow cycle, usually from the time that I purchase something to have it sold, to have that money come back to me, I would assume that it's probably going to be around 2 months if it sells in under a month. We got Joji in the chat. Let's go. Where you at? I'm in my basement right now. I'm going to be listing some items, but let's say you have $5,000 to spend on inventory. Let's say you purchase these at, let's say you try to find a really good ROI and you're trying to find 100% ROI total. So with that in mind, when you invest your $5,000, that's going to be $5,000 profit. So when you invest the $5,000, it'll be $5,000 plus another $5,000 on top of that. So let's say today, like you're a really good sourcer, you had $5,000, you purchased $5,000 worth of inventory at 100% ROI, invested it all today, it would come back to you in 2 months as 5,000 plus 5,000. So that would equate to you making $2,500 profit per month, if that makes sense. We got Ricky Beast. What's up, bro? Like the beard, man. Dude, I appreciate that. Thank you. Good to see you, Ricky. Welcome to the chat. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But basically, you can kind of guesstimate how much potential profit you're going to have to send in order to hit those goals that you're trying to hit. And also based on the ROI that you're looking to do. So you definitely have to think about how much money do I have to invest? And you should be tracking, all right, what's my average ROI on the items that I'm sending in? And then from there, you can actually like reverse engineer how much money you need to send in to Amazon FBA to make the amount of money that you're looking to make. Joji, what was your weekend like? And Ricky, have you been doing Amazon FBA or do you resell or do you do any type of reselling? My main business model is online arbitrage. The bulk of what I do is eBay to Amazon, where I purchase stuff online on eBay and then I resell back on Amazon. I've also done a little bit of apparel. Sometimes I do online arbitrage books as well. And and I used to do a ton of used items, and so eBay to Amazon in particular, and so I also like to do thrifting as well, but I haven't thrifted in a couple months at this point. Was great, man. 3-day weekend. Yeah, exactly. I mean, tonight's basically Sunday night for a lot of people. Joji saying got ungated in Nike and a bunch of other clothing brands with one invoice. So did you purchase like 10 of Nike, 10 of Converse, 10 of Adidas, and just submitted that invoice for a bunch of stuff? That's cool. You're gonna try to do some, yeah, I know. Like the box pile is magnificent. I'm just letting it stack. I think I said in the previous stream that I take care of it every 2 weeks. It's probably more like every 2 months, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, Joji, are you gonna do some apparel? That'll be kind of like a fun little side project, I feel like. We got Ricky Beast in the chat saying just started Amazon a few weeks ago. I want to do mainly OA, but I've been struggling with sourcing. LOL. I'm curious what sourcing methods have you been trying, and let's see if we can help you out. Like, what has it been like, so that we can give you some help with that. Right now, I have a couple sales from eBay for either liquidation. One of them was liquidation. One of them was a thrift store find that just sold today. So just shipping those out for Tuesday. Joji says one invoice of 10 Nike headbands ungated in a bunch of apparel brands. So you only bought Nike, but you used it to ungate like Adidas and Converse? Is that what I'm hearing? Rakeem Miller says, what website did you use, Joji? BSN Sports. Interesting. So it literally works for other ungates. That's very bizarre. Interesting. Joji, I know you make book content. Are you going to make some online arbitrage apparel content as well? For those of you guys in the chat who don't know, Joji makes some really good used book online arbitrage content. He has a YouTube channel as well, so definitely go check him out. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like that would be a really fun side project for you, Joji, because like you're really good at the books, and it would be a fun new exploratory type thing to be like, yeah, I'm gonna buy 4 pairs of Nike socks and see how they sell, and then 2 pairs of Converse shoes or whatever it is. So Ricky Beast, and we have 7 people in the chat. Thank you guys for hanging out, showing up. If you guys are here, then feel free to smash the like button. It really helps me out, gets the message out, and helps more awesome people come in the chat for us to all interact with. So Ricky Beast, he said he was struggling with sourcing. He started Amazon FBA a couple of weeks ago, and he says he's been mainly reverse sourcing and manual sourcing. So when you say reverse sourcing, do you mean storefront stocking? And manual sourcing as like you're basically like going onto Nike.com and then looking up the shoes on Amazon to see if they're profitable, basically. If that's the case, I'm curious, have you tried looking at like the clearance on Nike.com, or like the other day on stream, we looked at the clearance on Cabela's and we found some pretty good stuff. We also sorted by lowest and looked up those items first and had some good luck. Also, have you tried looking at sites that not a ton of people like have in the spotlight? For example, instead of sourcing Nike, Walmart, instead of sourcing those, maybe try like Cabela's, or maybe even Walgreens, or like Academy. Like, have you tried, or like Bed Bath and Beyond, or something like that? That's a little bit more, like, just slightly more unique, and maybe less people will be on there. LOL, I may try dabbling with it. Maybe try testing it with 1K. Yeah, that's a good idea. I feel like those little experiments always grow me and you so much. Like, I know Amazon FBA books for me, like the thrifting. I was literally doing eBay full time. And I'm like, haha, that would be fun to do a little side hustle of sourcing used books. And then I'm like, oh crap, like this is much easier to find stuff than eBay, and easier to ship. Maybe I'm just going to do this. Rakeem says, what's everyone's Insta? Want to network? That's a good idea. Everyone in the chat, if you guys want to, you guys can put your Instagram. Mine is literally just Checkmate Flips. We got 8 people in here. Thank you guys for showing up. My Insta is Checkmate Flips. Definitely check my messages almost every day there. So I'd love to connect, guys. I think Jody's is also Joji Davenport as well. Yo, we got Cody in the chat. Good to see you, man. I liked that prairie dog reel that you sent me. I also shared it with Christiana, and she really liked it as well. For context, half of Cody and my messages on Instagram is just him sharing like capybara and like marmot videos with me. It's the best. Yeah, did you hear? He's gonna drop like $1,000 on Nike. He got his Ungate in Nike and a couple other apparel brands. Love the wall of Walmart boxes. Yes, sir. Account health is looking much better right now too, so that is very encouraging. Jody to the moon. Animal memes are the best. Yeah, did you say you got ungated already, or you just submitted them? It seems, I think you said you got them, right? Oh yeah, you got ungated. Heck yeah. Seth, you doing your own prep right now? No. Well, sort of. I'm doing my own prep for like those bulk type items that we've talked about. Um, and then from doing the whole used item thing earlier last year, still I'm dealing with some liquidation of some returns. But most of it is getting sent to the prep center. Yeah, exactly. What? 15 brands. What? I've heard of like some glitches with invoices that'll it'll just like ungate stuff. That's crazy. You guys might as well try that. Joji Davenport in the chat says still got to work on others. Cody has ungated the universe. Exactly. Ooh, we got some good questions here. Swappin' the Vo says, how to find shoes for flipping with OA. It's getting difficult for me to find stuff on the Nike website. Yeah, so here is a pretty intermediate technique that's going to be really helpful for sourcing anywhere that you're sourcing. So with used books, for example, going to Goodwill is going to be the very most saturated place to look. And going to some place like a garage sale or an estate sale or making a relationship with someone or picking up someone's free books is going to be a little bit more difficult of a thing to do, but it's going to yield more results. That extra little step is going to give a lot of results. So going somewhere that's not like the very main way to get apparel, Nike, is going to yield more results. So like try other sites, definitely try other sites. Nike also limits people a lot of the time as well. So, oh, did I not see Ricky's? Ricky, I don't see your other message. This is the last one that I'm seeing here, mainly reverse sourcing and manual sourcing. Yeah, it's not in the chat. Raheem Miller says, any idea how transparency codes work? Let's bring one up real quick. I'm trying to think of if there's a site or an item that I gotta see if this one has transparency codes. I see them every once in a while. Is this the one? Yeah, here we go. Transparency codes. I'm gonna share screen in a second. All right, I'm gonna share screen. Joji Davenport says, got a peace out, Seth. Make that money IRL and OSRS. Good to have you, Joji. See ya. Yeah, so transparency codes. Basically, we have this item right here that I'm about to share. This Fujitsu ScanSnap IX1600. You'll see transparency code. And so if you go here, it's going to give you an application for the ASIN. I've never actually done this before, so it's really just going to take reading through here and figuring out what document to drop in here. And it looks like the document, you're going to need a valid transparency code or a serial number. Transparency enabled products have a barcode containing a serial number affixed to the packaging by the manufacturer. So it seems like the box is going to have a barcode with a serial number. It's just going to be like the serial number of the item. So you're going to have to upload that. You can take a picture of it, it seems. You can use this to get more information. So really, it literally, they just need this code and upload it in a document. Actually, it doesn't seem that hard. I should probably do this. I always just never messed with it. But this actually doesn't seem too bad. They just need a 1 too. So you could sell thousands on there and just upload 1. Yeah, I think I'm definitely missing out by not doing this. But yeah, that's basically it. We got RW in the chat. Hello, Seth. In the man cave. Yes, sir, exactly. Good to have you, RW. What is the topic for today? It is how to actually make profit with Amazon FBA online arbitrage. So earlier we kind of like broke down basically like you need to understand what your cash flow is going to be. You need to understand how much money you are having invested in this, and you need to understand your ROI. So like the cash flow for Amazon FBA, I'm curious what you think about this, but I kind of generally think if I'm selling items that are going to be active for a month or less. There's like 2-3 weeks of it being inbound to Amazon FBA, plus like the inbound to me to ship it out. There's the several weeks to a month of it being active, and then there's also the 2-week payout. So at minimum, most of the time when you send in an Amazon FBA item, it's around 2 months of cash flow if things go correctly. I'm curious what your thoughts are on that, but basically you take your total amount of money multiplied by the ROI, and you think about that in relations to 2 months, and then you can get your monthly profit, and you can reverse engineer how much money you need to spend and at what ROI in order to actually hit the profit goals that you're wanting to hit. Curious what your thoughts are on that cash flow cycle RW. I feel like I think it's a little bit more than that, honestly. Ricky Beast is saying manual sourcing on sites like Nike and Walmart, and reverse sourcing using Seller Amp to storefront stock. Okay, so Nike and Walmart are the very most basic websites. Just keep that in mind. Like, they're the websites that all the YouTube videos talk about. They're the sites that every beginner goes on these sites. Like, you're gonna it's gonna be the hardest to find stuff on those sites. There's definitely profit on those sites, but like try and like do a site like I mean let's just go on here. Like here's a bunch of ideas of sites that you could use. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Sharing my screen right now. Plugging in my mouse. All right, so Top Cashback, for example, it just gives a bunch of ideas of sites that you could be shopping from. And then, like, let's say you find something at one of these sites and you see, ooh, Adidas, you can get 9% cash back if you buy a discounted gift card for Adidas. And so basically, anything you see on Adidas, you're literally making an extra 9% because you've made a purchase of a discounted gift card. But that's a whole nother thing. Like maybe instead of sourcing Walmart or Nike, maybe source like Bass Pro Shops. Like nobody on YouTube is talking about Bass Pro Shops. A couple weeks ago, we sourced on Stream Cabela's. We ended up finding like a 60% ROI item from Cabela's, like really good item that literally got bought out right after Stream because someone on Stream purchased it like quickly. Some of these are restaurants. I don't think you really source from Cracker Barrel, but basically the idea is like just go on here. Like Dick's is a good place I've heard. I've purchased some stuff from Dick's, and an extra bonus too is like let's say you go to one of these sites and you see on here, well, I mean, seeing a sale is good. You can take advantage of the sale. But in addition to that, a lot of these sites, where is it for this one? Yeah, so this site, for example, if you enter your email address, they'll give you 10% off your bonus, off your purchase. And so you can just literally keep using different email addresses and eventually use a catch-all email address. You can learn how to do that on YouTube to always get 10% off your order. And then plus 3% here. So there's, at the very basic level, like just shop another place besides Nike or Walmart. You can use this to give you some ideas, like Macy's, 10% off. I think Macy's has clearance too. And then when you go to the sites, if you see that they have an email deal, like use that deal. You get 10% off everything. Like Vita Cost has, I think it's Vita Cost. Sometimes they just give you a straight code. They also give you 20% off your first order. So literally just enter a different email address every time you order and you get 20% off. So those are a couple tips. Like at the very basic level, just shop somewhere else. Like I get it, it's like familiar. But like if you can shop somewhere else where not everyone else is sourcing, it's gonna help a lot. There goes one of my secrets. Well, good thing, RW. I said so many things there that they probably don't know which one is your secret. So honestly, I don't even know which one your secret is. We got our W saying Seller Amp is off on profit compared to revenue calculator in Seller Central. Interesting. Like, how bad is it, RW? Does it like, is it like almost a competitive advantage to use the revenue calculator in Seller Central? I guess you don't have to answer that. I'll just mess around with it myself. RW is saying I have a budget to buy weekly and the ROI plays a huge role on what I will spend off the following month. If you figure the item will take a month to sell. Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? I have a budget to buy weekly and the ROI paid plays a huge, yeah. So like, I know for me, like if I think it's gonna take more than a month to sell, like it needs to be a higher ROI for sure. $1 to $2 difference on like a small item. That's nuts. That's a pretty big deal. I should probably start using that, especially if it's close. RW with some tips here. RW, by the way, like is a pretty big seller. He sells grocery and coffee makers. Ricky Beast, you need to source on the not so used websites. Nike and Walmart are searched all the time. and the money is on the sites not used all the time. Yeah, and that's not to say that there's not money on Nike and Walmart. There's definitely money there, but like so many more sellers know Nike and Walmart that like when there's a good deal on those sites, probably another 40 people are going to see it, if not more. So either it's going to go out of stock and the price will remain okay after you've purchased it, or it's just going to stay in stock and it's going to tank. So Andreas Seneza, I am not saying it right, but Andreas is saying, what can you tell about knowing sales cycles? How do they work? Do the same sales repeat month after month in stores? I've heard that they often do repeat month after month in similar ways. That is not my biggest way of getting stuff. A lot of other people are very dependent on sales to get their stuff. I do a lot of eBay to Amazon, so it's a lot different. Someone like Side Hustle Experiment would probably have a better answer for that. I know him, for example, he wrote down all of the sales and when they happened for each site 2 years ago. That way he knew in this Q4 when the sales were going to be, and he just prepared for them as if they were going to happen again exactly the same. And he ended up doing pretty well with that. On any items, I've noticed a difference. That's pretty crazy. I mean, there's probably items that look, especially with like $2 profit items, there's probably items that like the calculator shows that it's not profitable, but it really is. And so people look like they're selling break-even stuff. But then they actually are selling $1.75 items that are like good ROI. Those like little tips are interesting, that's for sure. But yeah, I think there's two big takeaways from this stream. Number one, if you can reverse engineer what ROI you need, how much money you have, and knowing the cash flow cycle of Amazon FBA, you can from there kind of calculate how much you're going to have to spend and at what ROI in order to hit your profit goals. And then also on the other side of it, if you can search for items on sites that are a little bit less common, where people aren't always talking about it, like maybe not Nike, not Walmart, like there's just more people on those sites, and so there's going to be more competition, and stuff is like it's just going to tank more. But if you search on a site that less people are searching on, it's just going to go a lot better for you. What are some categories or items you avoid in eBay to Amazon flips? Some things that I definitely avoid. If it looks like it's foreign, like it's coming from Asia, if it looks like this is going to be a counterfeit item, I avoid that like the plague. I also avoid items that are under like $25, because by the time a lot of eBay to Amazon is like you'll buy one of an item or like three of an item or like five of an item. And by the time like I find a profitable item that's like $20, it's only going to be like $4 profit. And like if you're doing one-offs, that's not the best use of my time. It's better like if I find a one-off or like there's three of an item, but it's like a $200 item, suddenly I've purchased an item that's $40 profit, and maybe I bought 3 of them, which is a lot of money. So I really like higher ticket items for eBay to Amazon. I also try to avoid items that I think are going to have a very high return rate, like used items that are going to break very easily. I would tend to stay away from those because it's definitely not good to have a high return rate if you're doing eBay to Amazon. But yeah, that is how to make profit with Amazon FBA online arbitrage. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to help me out by subscribing and liking the video. If you guys are curious about how I do live sourcing, I did make a series where I built an Amazon FBA store from scratch and brought it to $20,000 per month. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually make another Amazon FBA store because that is against terms of service. But I showed you guys all the leads that I would have purchased and showed you guys my thought process along the way. And episode 5 just came out on Saturday. So that is on my channel. You guys can check it out and check out the series. So hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your day, and take care.